Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we've got an intermediate level lesson all about going to the beach.
That's right. You know, it's a very popular thing to do, especially during the summer. It's hot. You want to go maybe to the beach to lay on the sand and maybe get some color.
Yeah, and also swim in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice way to cool off when it's really hot in the summer.
That's right. So we're going to talk about the beach and a lot of vocab that we find related to this activity. But before we get into the dialogue, we have a word for you on Vocabulary Preview.
Vocabulary Preview.
So the key word today here is jellyfish.
Jellyfish.
So jellyfish is actually an animal, right?
That's right. It's a very dangerous animal. It's a small little animal.
So these things live in the water, and they often live in shallow areas, and they can sting you.
That's right. They look like little plastic bags with little strings attached to it. And they just float around, and if you happen to touch one, it hurts a lot.
Yeah, it can be very painful. So jellyfish is our word today. Let's take a listen to today's dialogue, and we'll be back in a minute to talk more about what's going on.
Oh, George, what a beautiful day it is. The sun is hot and there are just a few clouds scattered here and there. What a perfect day to be at the beach. The kids are going to have so much fun, and we'll be able to relax in the sun while they're playing.
It does seem like the perfect day. I'm glad we chose to get out of the city and enjoy the nice weather. This looks like the perfect spot. Okay, kids, put on your sunscreen while your mom and I set up camp. Here, Mary, help me lay down these beach towels.
There we go. Can you help me with the umbrella? Perfect.
Okay, kids, here's a beach ball and a frisbee, a pail and a shovel. I want to see an impressive sandcastle by the time we leave. Don't stray too far. Wait, leave your sandals here or put on your wet shoes.
And stay in the shallow area. I don't want to see you go any further than that sandbar. It's too deep out there, and we didn't bring your floaties.
You're back already? The water was too cold, huh? I'll tell you a secret. Do you see that small pool of water over there? It'll be warmer in there. Go see if you can find some seashells or catch some minnows.
Ah! What is that? A jellyfish? Jeremy, put that down right now. It could sting you.
Ah! Not on me! Ah!
All right, great. We're back. So now why don't we take a look at 4 key words that we have prepared for you today on Language Takeaway.
Language Takeaway.
First up, we have a very important thing to bring to the beach, especially if you're like me and you burn easily. So this thing is called sunscreen.
Okay, sunscreen. Now this is a liquid.
Yep.
And you put it on your skin, right? And this protects you from the sun.
So basically you put this cream all over your body to prevent sunburns, to prevent burning under the sun. It's very important.
So it's called sunscreen, or also sometimes called sunblock.
That's right.
Okay, very good. Now we have our sunscreen and we arrive to the beach, and one of the parents say, all right, we're going to set up camp.
Okay, to set up camp. Well, this might be confusing because, as many of you know, camping, this is an activity, but we're not actually camping here.
Right.
We're just going to be at the beach for one day. So to set up camp means to organize or arrange ourselves in a place.
So it's a colloquial way of saying we are going to organize the area where we're going to spend the day.
We're going to make ourselves comfortable.
So you set up camp. So not necessarily that you're going to camp there, but that you're going to prepare the area. So this could be used in many other different areas, right?
That's right. So sometimes, you know, when tickets for really popular concerts go on sale, people line up for days before they can buy the tickets. Well, if you're in line, you maybe want to set up camp. That means make yourself comfortable, sit down, bring a book, open some food packages.
Right, exactly. So to set up camp. And, well, when we go to the beach, we want to sit down or lay down on the sand. And in order to do this, we usually bring along beach towels.
That's right, Marco. So towels can be any kind of towel.
Right.
You have a towel in your bathroom or in your kitchen. basically a piece of cloth that you use to dry yourself. But the special kind of towel we bring to the beach is called, of course, a beach towel.
Right.
These are usually much bigger than normal towels.
Yeah, they're very, very big. And this is usually because you want to lay down on the sand on top of this towel, right?
That's right.
Okay. And the last word that we have for language takeaway is a beach umbrella, or just an umbrella.
That's right. So maybe you're lying down on this big, comfortable, soft beach towel and you're afraid of being under the sun too much. So an umbrella is a way to protect yourself from the sun. It provides shade.
That's right. So it's called an umbrella, or usually if you want to distinguish between the umbrella you use for the rain, you can call it a beach umbrella.
That's right.
Okay, and these are usually a lot bigger, and you don't actually carry them around in your hand. You have to put them into the sand.
That's right. So it stands alone.
Okay. So 4 key phrases there for you on language takeaway. Why don't we go back, listen to the dialogue again, and we'll be back shortly.
Oh, George, what a beautiful day it is. The sun is hot and there are just a few clouds scattered here and there. What a perfect day to be at the beach. The kids are going to have so much fun and we'll be able to relax in the sun while they're playing.
It does seem like the perfect day. I'm glad we chose to get out of the city and enjoy the nice weather. This looks like the perfect spot. Okay, kids, put on your sunscreen while your mom and I set up camp. Here, Mary, help me lay down these beach towels.
There we go. Can you help me with the umbrella? Perfect.
Okay, kids, here's a beach ball and a frisbee, a pail and a shovel. I want to see an impressive sandcastle by the time we leave. Don't stray too far. Wait, leave your sandals here or put on your wet shoes.
And stay in the shallow area. I don't want to see you go any further than that sandbar. It's too deep out there and we didn't bring your floaties.
You're back already. The water was too cold, huh? I'll tell you a secret. Do you see that small pool of water over there? It'll be warmer in there. Go see if you can find some seashells or catch some minnows.
Ah! What is that? A jellyfish? Jeremy, put that down right now. It could sting you.
Ah! Not on me! Ah!
All right, we're back. So now we have 5 more words that we're going to take a look at in Language Takeaway Part 2.
Language takeaway.
Okay, so there are lots of fun things to do at the beach. And today we're not going to be talking about all of them because there are too many things. But one fun activity is playing frisbee.
That's right, frisbee. So this is a thing. It's an object, a frisbee, or you also play frisbee.
That's right. So a frisbee itself is usually made of plastic and it's like a plate and it's very light and you throw it to your friends and it sails through the air.
Right, it kind of flies along the air and then somebody else has to catch it.
That's right. So you can play frisbee or throw the frisbee.
It's very popular with people playing frisbee with their dogs, right? You throw
That's
the
right.
frisbee and the dog chases it.
Dogs love frisbee.
All right. Another great activity that usually we do when we go to the beach is we build sandcastles.
Okay, so I'm a master sandcastle builder. I'm a really big fan of this activity.
Really?
Basically, you use water and sand to create castles.
Right.
And obviously, you have to use tools like shovels and buckets. Otherwise, it might look kind of funny.
And this is actually such a popular activity that there are even competitions at times. People will not only build castles or houses or structures, but maybe a statue of some sort or an animal or different things.
That's right, or people.
People, yeah.
Yeah, so sand castle.
Okay. And, well, whenever we go to the beach, the ocean can be a little bit dangerous. And that's why in the dialogue, one of the parents told their kids to stay in the shallow area of the water.
That's right. So shallow is, it describes depth. So how deep something is. Something is shallow. It's not very deep. Okay. So there's very little water.
Okay.
But if there's a lot of water, maybe if you swim and you can't touch your feet on the ground, we call that deep.
Okay.
So shallow is very low water and deep is lots and lots of water.
Okay. Very good. So you'll usually find this in the ocean. If you go further in, it'll get deeper and deeper and deeper.
And more dangerous.
Right. And this is why the mom also told the kid to not pass that sandbar that was ahead.
Okay, sandbar. This is a piece of sand that basically rises very high in the water. So usually when you're on the beach and you go into the water and it gets deeper and deeper, and then all of a sudden it gets high again and there's more sand.
Right.
And so that part that you can stand on, that sand out in the water, that's called a sandbar. It's almost like a little island.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said, usually it gets deeper, then you have the sandbar, so it gets higher. But usually if you pass the sandbar, it's going to get really deep all of a sudden.
That's right. So that's why the mother doesn't want her child to go past the sandbar.
Right. And well, if you're ever swimming in a swimming pool in the ocean, it's always a good idea, if you don't know how to swim well or if you have children, to take along little floaties.
Okay, floaties. I like this word. Floaties are plastic rings that you put around your arms or maybe around your stomach, and they're filled with air.
Right.
So when you go in the water, they help you float.
Exactly. So this is a very common thing to put on children because they don't know how to swim well. You put them little floaties on their arms or around their stomachs, and then they can just float and they won't drown.
That's right. Floaties.
Okay. Very good. So a lot of key words there, all related to the fun of going to the beach. Why don't we go back, listen to the dialogue for the very last time.
Oh, George, what a beautiful day it is. The sun is hot and there are just a few clouds scattered here and there. What a perfect day to be at the beach. The kids are going to have so much fun, and we'll be able to relax in the sun while they're playing.
It does seem like the perfect day. I'm glad we chose to get out of the city and enjoy the nice weather. This looks like the perfect spot. Okay, kids, put on your sunscreen while your mom and I set up camp. Here, Mary, help me lay down these beach towels.
There we go. Can you help me with the umbrella? Perfect.
Okay, kids. Here's a beach ball and a frisbee, a pail and a shovel. I want to see an impressive sandcastle by the time we leave. Don't stray too far. Wait, leave your sandals here or put on your wet shoes.
And stay in the shallow area. I don't want to see you go any further than that sandbar. It's too deep out there, and we didn't bring your floaties.
You're back already? The water was too cold, huh? I'll tell you a secret. Do you see that small pool of water over there? It'll be warmer in there. Go see if you can find some seashells or catch some minnows.
Ah! What is that? A jellyfish? Jeremy, put that down right now. It could sting you.
Ah! Not on me! Ah!
All right, so beach activities. You say you're a master sandcastle builder.
I love building sandcastles. I won't say that I'm very good at it, maybe not a professional, but I do a pretty good sandcastle.
Do you like getting buried in the sand?
I love it.
Really?
Although it also scares me. Have you ever had someone maybe cover you with sand and then you can't move?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit scary. Obviously, I'm not very comfortable with having my head covered,
right.
but some people even do that. They cover their entire body, head to toe.
How do they breathe?
And they have a straw out of their mouth to breathe.
Wow. No, I actually love going to the beach, and it's relaxing. It's really fun. But I don't really enjoy it going when there are a lot of people because I like to relax on the beach. But when there are too many people, they're running around, their kids running around,
They're
and
loud.
it's not very relaxing.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, but swimming in the ocean is also very dangerous, right?
It can be. It can be. So we recommend you go places where there are lifeguards on duty, or that you go with an expert swimmer.
Lifeguards, very good.
Yeah. That's all we've got, though, for today. We hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and we hope you're excited about the upcoming summer months. If you have any questions or comments, please do visit our website, EnglishPod.com.
All right, we'll see you guys there.
Bye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Something that is spread all over an area. Scattered. In or to various places. Here and there. A particular space or area. Spot. Prepare. Set up. Assume a reclining position. Lay down. A light plastic disc for playing. Frisbee. A hand tool for lifting loose material. Shovel. A small model of a castle that is made of sand. Sandcastle. Go in a direction that is away from a group. Stray. Having little depth. Shallow. Life-saving appliance in the ocean. Floaty. A raised area of sand with a top. Sandbar.
Let's try that faster.
Life-saving appliance in the ocean. Floaty. A particular space or area. Spot. Assume a reclining position. Lay down. Something that is spread all over an area. Scattered. In or to various places. Here and there. Prepare. Set up. A light plastic disc for playing. Frisbee. Having little depth. Shallow. Go in a direction that is away from a group. Stray. A small model of a castle that is made of sand. Sandcastle. A raised area of sand with a top. Sandbar. A hand tool for lifting loose material. Shovel.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Lay down. He laid down his jacket on the table and picked up the handwritten note. Lay down. We need to lay this blanket down on the ground before we sit down. Lay down. The child laid his towel down on the sand. Sandcastle. At the beach today, we made a sandcastle and decorated it with seashells. Sandcastle. The sandcastle started to crumble when the sun dried out the sand. Sandcastle. The best way to make a sandcastle is to use wet sand and a bucket. Shallow. We played in the shallow water all day long. Shallow. My mom says I am only allowed in the shallow end of the pool. Shallow. We found all kinds of seashells in the shallow water over there. Stray. The dog strayed a bit from the yard. Stray. The child strayed a bit too far from the path in the woods and couldn't find her way back. Stray. She strayed from her tourist group to take pictures from time to time. Sandbar. We knew the tide was coming in when the sandbar started to slowly disappear. Sandbar. I could see the sandbar in front of me, but I knew I hadn't reached it yet because my feet still couldn't touch the bottom. Sandbar. The children tried to reach the sandbar, but it was too far for them to swim.
Now, take a rest and then go on to the next part.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to another lesson with us here at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we have a lesson for all our university students out there.
That's right. We're talking about registering for university.
Okay, so it's a difficult process sometimes, even in your own language. So we're going to try and make it a little bit easier by giving you some of the common words you would need to register at a university.
All right, well, I think it's time we get started by listening to the dialogue, and we're going to listen to a young female student as she tries to choose her classes.
Excuse me, is this where I register? I'd like to sign up for my courses for next semester.
Yes, of course. I need your student ID, please.
Here you are.
Okay, Susan. It says here that you are a business major and that you're in your second year. Is this information correct?
Yes, I do want to take some additional credits this year to get a minor in psychology.
Sure, that's not a problem. Do you have the list of courses that you want to take this semester?
Yeah, here's my list. I'm not sure if the class schedule will allow me to take all of them, though.
Yeah, that's perfect. What about the subjects for your minor?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I need to take fundamental linguistics, consumer psychology, and neuroanatomy.
Wow, you're going to be busy this semester. Okay, here you go. You're registered now. You have to make your first tuition payment before classes start.
All right, great. A very good student, taking a lot of classes this semester.
I know, and it sounds like some of them are pretty hard as well.
Yeah, they are. Well, she used some of those very common phrases that we would need when we are registering at university. So let's take a look at them now in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Okay, so the first thing, I think we need to deal with this word to register.
Register.
So register for university.
Okay, so we've mentioned this word many times, so I think it would be a good idea to listen to some examples, and then we'll come back and explain it.
Example 1.
I registered to attend the conference on international trade this month.
Example 2.
It is your obligation as a good citizen to register to vote.
Example 3.
It is necessary to register on our website before joining the conference.
So when you register for something, you put your name down on a list, right? So in this case, when you register for university, you officially put your name on the list of students in that course.
Okay, so you can register for university. What else can you register for?
Register for a class. You can even register to vote.
Okay, so register. Now, she was registering for her classes, and we saw these words that we know already, but it's a good idea to take a look at them. We heard that she is a business major.
So a major.
A major.
A business major.
And what is your major?
The major is the major area that you study, the most important area that you study.
The area where you are specialized.
Yeah, the area that you focus on.
Okay. Now, we heard another one that's called a minor.
So this is another area that you study, but it is less important than your major.
Okay, so major and your minor.
So let's give an example. Imagine you must take 100 classes to graduate from university. Maybe you have to take 50 for your major and maybe 30 for your minor.
Okay, very good. And now on your degree, on your title, does it say what is your major and minor?
Well, I think it depends on the university, but in my case, yes.
Okay, very good. So major and minor.
Yep.
Now, related to this and what you were saying about your classes, it takes us to our next word, which is credits.
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 Now, this is easily confused with classes sometimes.
That's right. Well, a credit is kind of a point. So in university, you need a certain number of credits or points to graduate.
Okay. So suppose you need 100 credits to graduate.
So that's not 100 courses because each course might be worth 4 or 6 or 8 credits, depending on how important it is.
Very good. So maybe the classes that are part of your major will have more credits. All right. Very good. So, and now we have our last word in this dialogue, and it was tuition.
Tuition.
She had to pay her tuition.
So tuition is the money that you must pay for education.
Okay, only for education.
That's right. So university tuition, private school tuition, or even language course tuition.
Okay, so a tuition is the money you must pay for school only.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we've seen a lot of great words used for registering at university. So I think it's time to listen to the dialogue for the second time a little bit slower, and then we'll come back and take a look at some phrases.
Excuse me, is this where I register? I'd like to sign up for my courses for next semester.
Yes, of course. I need your student ID, please.
Here you are.
Okay, Susan. It says here that you are a business major and that you're in your second year. Is this information correct?
Yes. I do want to take some additional credits this year to get a minor in psychology.
Sure, that's not a problem. Do you have the list of courses that you want to take this semester?
Yeah, here's my list. I'm not sure if the class schedule will allow me to take all of them, though.
Yeah, that's perfect. What about the subjects for your minor?
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. I need to take fundamental linguistics, consumer psychology, and neuroanatomy.
Wow, you're going to be busy this semester. Okay, here you go. You're registered now. You have to make your first tuition payment before classes start.
All right, so it's time for putting it together.
Putting it together.
And we're going to look at some phrases here that we can use to talk about education and university, and we can use them in different ways.
All right, and our first phrase is actually very similar to register.
Mm-hmm. To sign up for something.
Okay, I want to sign up for.
I'd like to sign up for my courses.
I think it would be a good idea if we listen to some examples of how we can use this phrase.
Example 1.
I signed up for a 1-year gym membership.
Example 2.
If you want to assist our meeting, you need to sign up first.
Example 3.
I hate signing up for things online because they just send you spam emails.
Okay, so I can see that to sign up for something is to agree to take part in it.
Okay, so it's a little bit more informal than register.
Yeah, exactly. Less formal.
All right. So moving on to our second phrase. This is very important because it's often used improperly, right?
Yeah, people often make mistakes with this phrase.
All right, so let's look at this phrase, second year.
So she is in her second year.
Now, it seems very simple, so why are we explaining this?
Well, it often gets confused with grade. So when we talk about university, we talk about first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Mm-hmm. We cannot say grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4.
Or year 1, year 2.
No, it's always first year, second year, third year, fourth year.
Okay, very good. Or last year.
Yeah, last year.
My last year of college.
Exactly.
Very good. So now you know how you can explain to someone what year of college or university you're in.
Yes, that's right.
Very good. And we have one more phrase to you, and it was when she was getting her class schedule.
So class schedule.
Class schedule.
Now, a schedule is the list of things you do at what time.
Right, so it's the timetable of your day or your week.
Yep.
All right. And your class schedule will say all the classes that you have and what time they're at.
So what other types of schedules can we have?
You also have maybe a gym schedule.
That's right. Or even a work schedule.
Right. So we have different types of schedules and you can use it depending on what you are doing. those are all the phrases we have for putting it together today. And now let's listen to the dialogue for the last time, and then we'll come back.
Excuse me, is this where I register? I'd like to sign up for my courses for next semester.
Yes, of course. I need your student ID, please.
Here you are.
Okay, Susan. It says here that you are a business major and that you're in your second year. Is this information correct?
Yes, I do want to take some additional credits this year to get a minor in psychology.
Sure, that's not a problem. Do you have the list of courses that you want to take this semester?
Yeah, here's my list. I'm not sure if the class schedule will allow me to take all of them, though.
Yeah, that's perfect. What about the subjects for your minor?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I need to take fundamental linguistics, consumer psychology, and neuroanatomy.
Wow, you're going to be busy this semester. Okay, here you go. You're registered now. You have to make your first tuition payment before classes start.
All right, so we were talking about second year, first year, third year, etc.
Yep.
Now, there are also other names that we give to each year, both for high school and university.
And I think this is only for America, like in the United States. We don't do this in Canada, and I always get so confused. So, Marco, what is the name you give to first-year students?
Okay, so first-year students are called freshmen.
Okay, because they're fresh.
Because they're fresh,
Yeah.
yeah. They just came from middle school, they just came from high school.
All right, and what about the second-year students?
They're called sophomores.
Okay, because they're soft?
Soft. No, well, it's not soft, it's sophomore, like S-O-P-H.
Sophomore.
Sophomore. And then third-year students are called juniors.
Okay, because they're almost it's like junior manager.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because then last year students are called seniors.
Uh-huh. So they're the oldest guys in the school.
Exactly. So you can say, yeah, I'm a sophomore at Arizona State University.
Okay, so we only use this in America, though, right?
Yes, it's very and not only for university but also for high school.
Okay.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you have any questions or comments, or you want to share with us your experiences in high school or university, please come to the website at EnglishPod.com.
That's right. So Marco and I are there to answer your questions. And until next time, thanks for listening and goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
To place one's name on a roll or register. Sign up.
Enroll.
Officially put your name on a list for something.
Sign up for.
A short piece of writing on one subject that argues one point of view.
Essay.
The field one studies in university.
Major.
A long piece of writing that you must do at the end of a course.
Term paper.
Points you receive towards your degree.
Credit.
An exam or big test given halfway through the course.
Midterm.
Timetable. List of appointments and times.
Schedule.
The last exams at the end of a semester.
Finals.
Educational fees.
Tuition. Let's try that faster.
A short piece of writing on one subject that argues one point of view.
Essay.
The last exams at the end of a semester.
Finals.
Educational fees.
Tuition.
The field one studies in university.
Major.
Points you receive towards your degree.
Credit.
Timetable. List of appointments and times.
Schedule.
An exam or big test given halfway through the course.
Midterm.
To place one's name on a roll or register. Sign up.
Enroll.
A long piece of writing that you must do at the end of a course.
Term paper.
Officially put your name on a list for something.
Sign up for. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Sign up for. I signed up for a 1-year gym membership. I really need to lose weight. Sign up for. If you want to assist our meeting, you need to sign up first. Sign up for. I hate signing up for things online because they just send you spam emails. Major. I wanted to become an arts major, but my parents wanted me to study business. Major. Paula majored in physics and applied sciences. She is a real genius. Major. I don't know what I should major in. What do you suggest? Credit. I need to take extra credits this year in order to make up for my laziness last semester. Credit. Tuition at some universities depends on the amount of credits you take. Credit. This class is really important since it's worth 6 credits. Schedule. I need to check my gym schedule because I want to go to my aerobics class this week. Schedule. Tracy has a really light working schedule. She only works from 9 a.m. till noon. Schedule. I just got my class schedule today, and I'm going to be busy 7 days a week. Tuition. College tuition in the United States can be very expensive. Maybe you should study somewhere else. Tuition. I have to save up for my tuition for next semester. Tuition. I have a scholarship, so I only have to pay half my tuition every year.
Now, take a rest and then go on to the next part.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And we're bringing you another great elementary lesson today, one that takes place at the office.
Yes, today we're going to teach you some great phrases so that you can ask people to help you.
Right, and I think this dialogue is with a new person at the office.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're new, you always need to ask people for favors.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to be asking for a favor.
So Marco, what exactly is a favor?
Something that a person does for you.
Like a small helpful thing.
Yeah, a small helpful thing. So, like, can you pass me that pencil? Maybe that's even a favor.
Yeah, or maybe, can you pick me up on your way to work?
Yeah, that's a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Or even lending money
Yep.
to your friend.
Yeah.
That's a favor.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be talking about, favors and how to ask for one.
Because you always have to do this at work.
At work, with your friends, with your family. So let's listen to the dialogue and then we'll come back and explain all the vocabulary.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Rachel. I'm new here. Can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Rachel. Welcome on board. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. I'm getting ready for a very important meeting.
Excuse me, but can I bother you for a second?
You know what? I'd love to help you, but I'm about to meet an important client. Do you want to ask Sean instead? He sits right over there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Could you do me a quick favor?
Actually, I'm working on a document that's due in a couple of minutes. I really can't talk right now. Sorry about that.
Jeez! I just want to know where the bathroom is. What's wrong with you people?
So a pretty busy office.
Pretty unhelpful colleagues.
I know, everyone's so busy they didn't help this
know.
poor girl.
Yeah, I hope she found the bathroom.
Now let's take a look at the language from the dialogue. So let's start with language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
There's some great language in this dialogue, wasn't there?
Yeah, a lot of interesting phrases and words. The first one that I saw that was really interesting is on board.
On board.
Welcome on board.
Well, we've got some examples of how this phrase is used, so let's listen to them to help us understand the meaning.
Example 1. Welcome on board, Sarah. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Example 2.
We need to get our new office assistant on board as soon as possible.
Example 3. We decided to bring Melissa on board to join the marketing team.
So basically it means
Welcome to the company.
welcome to the company.
Or,
The team.
yeah.
Welcome on board.
So on board is the same as to the company.
I guess also when you get on a ship, they'll tell you welcome on board.
Yes, that's where it comes from.
Or an airplane.
Yeah.
Welcome on board. Okay, let's take a look at our next word. About to.
About to.
I'm about to.
I'm about to.
So this is a great phrase to explain that you're about to do something.
I'm going to do this thing really soon.
Okay, so for example, you can say, I'm about to go out for lunch.
Or I could say, hey, Marco, let's go record a show.
I'm about to go into a meeting.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
About to.
Going to do something really soon.
Okay. The next word we have is instead.
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 Instead. It means in the place of.
In the place of.
Yep.
So, for example, if we're at dinner, I could say, I'll have the chicken instead of the fish. Right?
Or I can say, I wanted to buy a red sweater, but they didn't have one, so I bought a blue one instead.
Instead. Okay. So, in the place of.
Yep.
And our last word for language takeaway, interrupt.
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 So when somebody interrupts you, they come in and...
They talk to you while you're doing something, or maybe while you're speaking.
Or maybe you're busy and people come and
bother you.
And bother you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So interrupt.
Interrupt. Okay, some great words here in our dialogue, and now we can listen to it again. This time it's going to be a little bit slower.
And you'll be able to understand the language a little bit better.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Rachel. I'm new here. Can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Rachel. Welcome on board. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. I'm getting ready for a very important meeting.
Excuse me, but can I bother you for a second?
You know what? I'd love to help you, but I'm about to meet an important client. Do you want to try Sean instead? He sits right over there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Could you do me a quick favor?
Actually, I'm working on a document that is due in a couple of minutes. I really can't talk to you right now. Sorry about that.
Jeez. I just want to know where the bathroom is. What's wrong with you people?
Okay, so there are some great ways that you can ask someone for a favor, right?
Yeah, we want to show you some really useful phrases for asking for help.
So let's start with putting it together.
Putting it together.
Let's listen to some different ways of how you can ask someone for a favor.
Example 1. May I get you to do me a favor? Can you carry this package in your suitcase for me? Example 2.
Can I ask you a favor? Can you just finish this report for me?
Example 3. Will you do me a favor and pass me that file?
Okay, so those were great examples of asking for a favor.
Yep.
In our dialogue, we heard, "Can I ask you a favor?"
But we could also say, can I get you to do me a favor?
Right. Can I get you to do me a favor? Also, I could say, "Will you do me a favor?"
Will you do me a favor?
Right. So those are different ways of asking for a favor.
Let's say you want to ask someone for a favor, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're busy.
Right.
So you'll need some phrases to help you do this.
Exactly. You need some phrases to interrupt somebody. Right? So let's listen to some examples of what phrases you can use to begin to talk to someone.
Yeah, to interrupt them.
Okay.
I hate to bother you, but...
I'm sorry to bother you, but...
I don't mean to bother you, but...
Okay, so those are really nice and polite ways of beginning to talk to someone.
Exactly. They're really useful at the office.
So maybe you want to talk to your boss, you knock on his door, kind of open it a little bit and say, "I'm sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if you have time for a meeting today?"
Or you could say, "I hate to bother you, but do you have time for a meeting today?"
Exactly. So those are great ways of starting up a conversation.
Yep.
And maybe setting it up to ask for a favor, right? So we can combine them. I could say, "I hate to bother you, but can you do me a favor?"
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah, really useful.
So then you can ask someone for a favor.
Yep.
Okay, great stuff. So I guess we can listen to our dialogue again.
Yeah, let's listen to our dialogue for the third time, and this time I'm sure you'll understand it a lot better.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Rachel. I'm new here. Can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Rachel. Welcome on board. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. I'm getting ready for a very important meeting.
Excuse me, but can I bother you for a second?
You know what? I'd love to help you, but I'm about to meet an important client. Do you want to ask Sean instead? He sits right over there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Could you do me a quick favor?
Actually, I'm working on a document that's due in a couple of minutes. I really can't talk right now. Sorry about that.
Jeez. I just want to know where the bathroom is. What's wrong with you people?
All right, so now you have all the vocabulary necessary the next time you need to ask someone for a favor.
Yes.
At the office, with your friends, with your family, anyone.
Well, everyone, we are out of time for today, but remember to visit our website at EnglishPod.com.
Exactly. At our website, you'll find the script of the dialogue, and also you'll find intermediate lessons, upper intermediate, and even advanced.
Yeah, exactly. Our website is a great resource for learning. Marco and I are always there to answer your questions, and we also have lots of helpful users who answer your questions.
Exactly. So don't miss out. Come to our website at EnglishPod.com, and we'll see you there.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Now, take a rest and then go on to the next part.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we've got some kids for you in this dialogue. They're doing something that's very common in America. I'm not so sure if it's common elsewhere, but we'll find that out later.
So today we're going to ask for money because we are having a fundraiser. So this is a very interesting word. Why don't we take a look at it in Vocabulary Preview?
Vocabulary Preview.
So fundraiser is a thing. It's an event. It's something that you do at a school or a business to try and collect money for a special event or charity.
That's right. So money, you can also say, is funds, right? And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to collect, you're trying to gather a lot of money or funds in order for, like you say, some sort of objective purpose.
Right, but it's not just like we're having a fundraiser to earn more profits this year. It's
Right.
usually an event that's for some kind of charity or good cause. So, for example, the company is having a fundraiser for Jenny's child because he's sick and they can't pay for medical care.
Right.
So fundraiser is for a good cause.
Exactly. So that's what this dialogue is all about today. Why don't we listen to the dialogue for the first time, and we'll be back in a bit.
Okay, Mark, it's your turn to ring the doorbell. I did it last time.
I hate going door to door, and I hate asking for money.
But we need to raise enough money for the school fundraiser so that our class can win the pizza party. You do want to have a pizza party, don't you?
Yes, but...
Just go already.
No one's coming.
Try again.
Maybe there's no one home.
Of course there's someone home. There are 2 cars in the driveway and I can see lights on in the house. Hello? Anybody home? We would like to know if you want to sponsor us in our school fundraiser. 50% of the profits go towards the new school playground.
I don't know why anyone would want what's in this catalog anyway. It's just a bunch of tacky Christmas ornaments, CDs of old people singing Christmas songs, and special crackers and cheeses and boxes of chocolates.
You don't like chocolate?
Not this kind. They've got weird names like ganache and praline.
Look, I just saw someone walking around inside. These people are being very rude. Finally, someone's coming.
They don't look too happy.
Hi, sir. Would you like to sponsor us or make a donation to...
What grade are you kids in?
Grade 7.
Then for goodness sake, don't you see this sign? Can't you read?
No soliciting?
All right, so obviously the kids are selling candy and a lot of different things for their new playground. That's the fundraiser, right? So they use a lot of interesting words and phrases there. Why don't we take a look at a couple of them on Language Takeaway?
Language Takeaway.
Well, the first word is one that, Marco, you've already talked a little bit about today. We talked about fundraiser, to raise. Well, we do have the verb here, to raise enough money. So raise is a verb that means to collect or gather or to get.
That's right. So you wouldn't really say we are collecting money or we are gathering money. You say we are raising money for the victims of the earthquake in Haiti.
That's right. So the reason we don't say we are earning money is because you're not doing any work.
Right.
Really. You're not going to the job at 9 o'clock and leaving the job at 5 o'clock. You're actually asking people for donations.
Exactly. So that's what you're doing. You are raising money. And now moving on, another way that you can help people maybe through a charity or donation is also to sponsor someone or something.
Okay, so people can sponsor events or people, and companies can also do this as well. So to sponsor someone is basically to give them money in support of a cause.
Right.
For example, have you ever done one of those 5K runs or 10K runs? Did you have to collect sponsors basically to find people who would help pay money for you to do this run?
Not personally, but I know people who have, who actually get companies interested. And maybe that person, for example, is going to run 5 kilometers in this race in order to raise money for victims of some serious illness. And so they get sponsors, they get companies to donate money for this cause.
Right. You could have a person or a company sponsor you. They could be your sponsor by giving you money that you can then use for this charity or special cause.
That's right. But the difference between a fundraiser and to sponsor something or someone is that sponsoring is not always for a charity or for some sort of non-profit cause, right? We have many sponsors for concerts or for sporting events.
That's right. So oftentimes when you see athletes, they have their sponsors or their sponsors' logos written all over their jerseys, the clothes that they wear. So, for example, if you're watching Formula One racing, you see the Ferrari and the bank emblems and all these different things.
That's right. So those are different ways of sponsoring events or people. And now moving on, we have a word that's, well, not really related to money and fundraisers, but it's a very interesting word and very common. When the kids mention that they're selling a bunch of tacky Christmas ornaments.
Tacky.
Tacky.
Okay, you're going to hear this a lot, and the interesting thing about the word tacky is that it means something different to everyone. So what I think is tacky might be just normal for Marco, and what Marco thinks is really tacky might be something that I actually like.
Right.
And so tacky is basically a bad thing. It means something is not good looking or not very
fashionable.
Fashionable.
It's like in bad taste. But as you say, taste is something subjective, right? So maybe, for example,
sometimes we say that when girls wear too much makeup, it's very tacky.
Right.
Bright red lipstick and blue eyeshadow.
Exactly. So a guy might say, oh, that's so tacky. Whereas another person might not think it's tacky at all. So this happens a lot, and we use this word a lot with decorations, for example. For someone's house, you may describe it as tacky, or a restaurant or a bar.
Right. So for maybe sometimes those Italian restaurants that have the red and white checkered tablecloths and the pictures of the Italians with the mustaches, I might think that's a little bit tacky, but maybe you think it's cute.
Right. So something that's tacky. And as we say, people use it all the time. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. You can just say, oh, it's a little bit tacky, or I think this thing is a little bit tacky.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's it, right?
Solicit,
okay. And our final word on language takeaway, towards the end of the dialogue, when the kids were reading the sign said no soliciting, and they didn't understand what that means. What does it mean when you have a sign that says no soliciting?
Okay, so to solicit is to try to sell something or to offer a service. So basically the sign means, please don't come to my house and sell me stuff.
Okay.
For example, we have door-to-door insurance salesmen or makeup salespeople, and these people go to your door and they try to sell you their product. And no soliciting means don't come to my house. I'm not going to answer the door if you're trying to sell something.
So to solicit is to try and sell something. Okay, but usually in person, trying to make a sale uninvited, right?
That's
because if you're a businessman and you have a meeting, a sales meeting, you're not really soliciting with that other person.
No, this is basically trying to sell something to a stranger.
Exactly. Okay. Very good. So a lot of interesting words there. Why don't we listen to the dialogue again, and we'll be back shortly with Fluency Builder.
Okay, Mark, it's your turn to ring the doorbell. I did it last time.
I hate going door to door, and I hate asking for money.
But we need to raise enough money for the school fundraiser so that our class can win the pizza party. You do want to have a pizza party, don't you?
Yes, but...
Just go already.
No one's coming.
Try again.
Maybe there's no one home.
Of course there's someone home. There are 2 cars in the driveway, and I can see lights on in the house. Hello? Anybody home? We would like to know if you want to sponsor us in our school fundraiser. 50% of the profits go towards the new school playground.
I don't know why anyone would want what's in this catalog anyway. It's just a bunch of tacky Christmas ornaments, CDs of old people singing Christmas songs, and special crackers and cheeses and boxes of chocolates.
You don't like chocolate?
Not this kind. They've got weird names like ganache and praline.
Look, I just saw someone walking around inside. These people are being very rude. Finally, someone's coming.
They don't look too happy.
Hi, sir. Would you like to sponsor us or make a donation to...
What grade are you kids in?
Grade 7.
Then for goodness sake, don't you see this sign? Can't you read?
No soliciting?
All right, so now we're back and we have 4 key phrases for you on Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, this first phrase is a pretty common one. We wanted to make sure that everyone was comfortable with the verb that goes with doorbell. So, Marco, what do you do to a doorbell?
You ring the doorbell.
You ring the doorbell.
So you don't touch it, you don't press it. You can press it, but you ring the doorbell. That's the verb.
Okay, so for example, when I was little, my brother and I always used to fight about who could ring the doorbell.
Really?
Yes. I loved ringing the doorbell, and so did he.
Do you do the long ring or do you do the...
Ding, 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 ding.
You do it like that.
The annoying ring. Yeah, so to ring the doorbell.
All right. And, well, going back, when we were talking about no soliciting, you said that salespeople go door to door selling things.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an interesting phrase, and it's a fixed phrase, going door to door.
Well, think about it. So a salesperson who wants to sell maybe some makeup goes to one house and no one wants to buy any makeup there. So she goes to the next house. So she's going from house to house. But we don't really say house to house because she's going to your door to offer the makeup. So we just say going door to door. That means going to strangers' homes in order. One door after the next to sell something.
Very good. You go door to door. So you, for example, someone can go door to door asking for some sugar.
That's right. Or we could say he is a door to door salesman.
Door to door salesman. Very good. All right. And now we have an interesting question, and it's a very good one because it's a question that comes up a lot. When somebody asks you, if you're studying, for example, what grade are you in?
Okay, what grade are you in? So in the American system, for example, we have the very, very bottom, grade K, which is kindergarten for maybe a 5-year-old. And at the very top, we have high school, grade 12.
Right.
And so in between, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. And so basically, to find out what year in school a student is, you have to ask him or her, what grade are you in?
Right. So then the person would say, I'm in 6th grade, I'm in 8th grade. But this is the way you ask this question for school, as you said, a kid that's maybe 5 years old all the way to 18 years old in high school. What grade are you in? Now, if you're in university and you want to ask your friend what year of university that person's in, then you say,
what year are you?
What year are you?
Yeah, you don't say grade. So basically, grade refers to, like what you said, Marco, those first 12 years of school. And so we call them we don't call it grade school. So you could ask anybody under the age of 18, what grade are you in? But when you go to university or when you're talking about university students, it gets a little bit different.
So you can say, what year are you in, or what year are you?
So if you're not sure about someone's age and you maybe think they're in college, you can ask them, what year are you? But generally, anyone under 18, what grade are you in?
Okay, good. All right, and our last phrase, and this is kind of an expression, right?
Yeah.
Goodness sake, for goodness sake.
Okay, so let's look at the context. The kids say, we're in grade 7, and the person at the door says, then for goodness sake, don't you see this sign?
Right, for goodness sake. So this is an expression that's used to indicate maybe you're a little bit frustrated.
Yes.
Right?
So it's like, come on, or my goodness, or for Pete's sake.
For Pete's sake.
We have many ways of saying, all right, come on, I'm a little tired of this.
Right. You're irritating me.
Right. So basically the person's saying, you are too old for this. You're too old for this. You should read what it says on my door. No soliciting.
Right.
And so the person's angry.
Right. The person's angry because these kids are trying to sell her something when clearly she has a sign that says no soliciting.
That's right.
Okay, a lot of interesting phrases there. Why don't we go back, listen to our dialogue for the very last time, and we'll be back to talk with you a little bit more.
Okay, Mark, it's your turn to ring the doorbell. I did it last time.
I hate going door to door, and I hate asking for money.
But we need to raise enough money for the school fundraiser so that our class can win the pizza party. You do want to have a pizza party, don't you?
Yes, but...
Just go already.
No one's coming.
Try again.
Maybe there's no one home.
Of course there's someone home. There are 2 cars in the driveway and I can see lights on in the house. Hello? Anybody home? We would like to know if you want to sponsor us in our school fundraiser. 50% of the profits go towards the new school playground.
I don't know why anyone would want what's in this catalog anyway. It's just a bunch of tacky Christmas ornaments, CDs of old people singing Christmas songs, and special crackers and cheeses and boxes of chocolates.
You don't like chocolate?
Not this kind. They've got weird names like ganache and praline.
Look, I just saw someone walking around inside. These people are being very rude. Finally, someone's coming.
They don't look too happy.
Hi, sir. Would you like to sponsor us or make a donation to...
What grade are you kids in?
Grade 7.
Then for goodness sake, don't you see this sign? Can't you read?
No soliciting?
All right, so door-to-door salesman. I think this used to be a very American thing. I think back in the 50s, you would always see movies where this was actually a profession.
That's right.
People would go door-to-door selling hairbrushes or magazine subscriptions, pretty much everything.
Yeah, you still see it sometimes. Some people sell insurance or there are a lot of religious door-to-door salespeople who want to sell religious books or magazines. But I think it was much more popular in the 1950s because people didn't really use their phones as much to sell things.
Right.
It was cheaper to have someone drive his car to your neighborhood and then go to every single house.
Right.
But yeah, it's a very interesting job. I think it'd be very lonely.
And also, I think, well, now maybe that's been reduced a lot because now you have the internet.
Oh, yeah. Well, the internet means that the salespeople come to you without you having to get up.
Right.
So basically, you're sitting at home in your pajamas and you can order a TV and some clothes.
But it's very interesting because I remember you would have all these door-to-door salesmen. For example, I had one visit me once who was selling me encyclopedias.
Really?
A big collection of 37 books or more. It was a huge amount of books, encyclopedias. And I don't know if you see that anymore.
Not really, not in the States.
I don't know if anyone buys physical, huge encyclopedias to have in their home.
No, only collectors perhaps.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting profession. I don't know, in the United States, as you say, it's not very common anymore. Very little, maybe specific services. But this is interesting. Maybe in your country, this is still a big thing.
Yeah, let us know. In your country, are door-to-door salespeople still common? Do you see them? Our website is EnglishPod.com. We hope to see you there.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The English Pod audio review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Increase in size, quantity, or worth. Raise. From one house to the next. Door to door. Short private road from a street to a house. Driveway. Agree to pay for an event or activity. Sponsor. The act of giving to a fund or cause. Donation. Seek to obtain by persuasion, entity, or formal. Solicit. A person or an action which collects money for particular purposes. Fundraiser.
Let's try that faster.
Seek to obtain by persuasion, entity, or formal. Solicit. A person or an action which collects money for particular purposes. Fundraiser. The act of giving to a fund or cause. Donation. Increase in size, quantity, or worth. Raise. Short private road from a street to a house. Driveway. Agree to pay for an event or activity. Sponsor. From one house to the next. Door to door.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Raise. After 4 months of doing odd jobs for my neighbors, I finally raised enough money to buy a bicycle. Raise. They were raising money for the people who had lost their homes in the earthquake. Raise. At the end of the fundraiser, the hospital had raised enough money to buy the new machine. Sponsor. He sponsored several kids in the fundraiser. Sponsor. Air Canada sponsored the Vancouver Olympics. Sponsor. Every month, I give money to the child I sponsor in Asia. Driveway. %80 of the profits will go to the people in need, while the other 20% will be spent on administrative cost. Driveway. Two-thirds Z of the profits will go towards the new drum set for the band. Driveway. She was quite surprised when she learned that only a small percentage of the profits would actually be helping kids go to summer camps. Donation. He gave a huge donation to the organization. Donation. I made a donation to my sister's drama fundraiser. Donation. We received so many donations that we raised twice the amount we had set as our goal. Solicit. I solicited around my neighborhood last week to raise money for our school band trip. Solicit. The organization encouraged its members to go door to door soliciting for their cause. Solicit. Many buildings don't allow soliciting.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And my name is Catherine, and we've got a special announcement to make today.
That's right. This is lesson number 200.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So, good job, English Pod. We have over 200 lessons already in our library, so that's like enough for like 6 months of continuous learning, I think.
But the lessons keep coming and they keep getting better. So of course you should continue to listen to us. We just thought we would mention that today is the special number 200.
Exactly. And because it's a special number, we're going to talk about a very laid back topic, but very interesting nonetheless. We're talking about junk food.
You might argue that it's actually too laid back and is the cause of many problems in America and other places in the world. Junk food is unhealthy food. So let's take a listen to today's dialogue, and we'll be back in a moment to talk about what's going on.
I'm hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat.
Sure. How about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
Nah, let's get a burger and fries.
All you ever do is have unhealthy fast food. Pizza, fries, burgers, and hot dogs. You have to start eating better.
What are you talking about? I have salads sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm serious. You should also cut down on your sugar intake as well. You drink carbonated drinks that are high in fructose syrup. It's really not healthy.
Fine. I'll start drinking water and having home-cooked meals that are low in fat. Are you happy now?
It's a start, but I'll be happy when I see you stick to your promise.
All right, we're back. So let's take a look at some of the great words and phrases all about junk food now in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
My favorite. The stuff makes me hungry, but it's not very good for you.
It's not. It's terrible. And especially his favorite food was burger and fries.
Oh, I had it for dinner last night.
Really? You had burger and fries?
Yeah, maybe. Well, it's not very healthy, and there's a great way to describe this. The word is unhealthy.
All right, so yes, as you say, it's very unhealthy. Well, yeah, because you get fat, they're very high in calories, so it's unhealthy. So that means it's not good for you.
That's right. So just a reminder, in English, when we hear the word unhealthy or unhappy, this means not healthy.
That's
not
right.
happy. Un is a prefix that means not.
Okay, and talking about unhealthy food, in general, what are we talking about? We're talking about fast food.
Okay, so this might require a story. What is the meaning behind fast food as opposed to slow food? Because there is no slow food, right?
I think now they have it in like France or something like that. They talk about slow food. But anyways, fast food is food that is prepared very quickly. So you go, you order, in 2 or 3 minutes, you have your entire order ready to go.
Okay, so maybe this is the food that I could get at McDonald's or Burger King, where they make it very, very quickly, and I can go home or I can go to the office with my food ready.
Exactly. So fast food, very popular among countries, very popular nowadays among busy people who have no time to sit down at a restaurant or eat, or sit down and have a proper lunch.
Fast food. And one of the important drinks at a fast food restaurant is a carbonated drink. So this carbonated, what does this mean?
This is actually the fancy word for soda or for fizzy drink.
Fizzy, okay, so something that's carbonated has bubbles.
Yeah, it has bubbles.
For example, a lot of Europeans drink carbonated water. That means water with bubbles in it.
That's right. So actually the bubbles are caused because the drink has a high concentration of a certain gas, such as carbon. So that's why it has all these bubbles and it's fizzy, like Coca-Cola, for example.
Right, Coca-Cola or Sprite. These are carbonated drinks.
Very good.
So you have carbonated water and you have carbonated soda. What is the thing that makes soda different? What is it that makes soda taste so good?
It's sweet. And the ingredient that makes it sweet is called fructose syrup.
Fructose syrup is essentially sugar.
Yeah, and it comes from corn, I believe, right?
That's right. So you can also hear the name corn syrup. And this is a sweet syrup that comes from corn that makes drinks like Sprite and Coca-Cola taste so good. It's also very unhealthy for you.
Yes, because it has a lot of calories. So that is one of the main ingredients in soda. Now you know you have fructose syrup.
All right, so that's all we've got for Language Takeaway. Let's take another listen to today's dialogue. We'll be back in a second.
I'm hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat.
Sure. How about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
Nah, let's get a burger and fries.
All you ever do is have unhealthy fast food. Pizza, fries, burgers, and hot dogs. You have to start eating better.
What are you talking about? I have salads sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm serious. You should also cut down on your sugar intake as well. You drink carbonated drinks that are high in fructose syrup. It's really not healthy.
Fine. I'll start drinking water and having home-cooked meals that are low in fat. Are you happy now?
It's a start, but I'll be happy when I see you stick to your promise.
All right, we're back. So now we have a couple of great phrases that we heard along the dialogue. So let's take a look at those now in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
All right, so starting off, this is a very interesting phrase because we saw it in the first sentence and it says, let's go grab a bite to eat. Let's grab a bite to eat.
So to grab is to hold something with your hand, okay, to do it quickly. He grabbed my arm. So to grab a bite to eat, a bite is a small taste. We're going to have a quick meal. So after work, you want to go grab a bite to eat? That means let's go have something to eat quickly.
Yeah, I'll be there soon. Let me just grab a bite to eat.
So a bite is a little bit. It's a small amount of food.
Now for our next phrase, it's very important because I've noticed that a lot of our English learners make the mistake of using this phrase. It's how about.
How about? So in today's dialogue, the phrase is, how about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
So how about is used as a suggestion is, how do you feel or what do you think of going home and preparing a couple sandwiches.
So another way to say this is, why don't we go home and prepare some sandwiches?
Exactly. But commonly, English learners make the mistake of using how about as a way of saying how was it or how is it. So for example, how about your weekend? Wrong. Okay.
So how was your weekend?
Exactly.
So how about is usually used when we make a suggestion. How about we go see a movie on Saturday?
Or how about we go to my parents' house for Christmas this year?
Or finally, how about you get another job so that we can have more money to spend on going out to eat?
Very good.
So how about, these are all suggestions. Why don't you get another job? Why don't we go to our parents' house for Christmas? So you can't say, how about your weekend? You say, how was your weekend?
Yeah.
So there's a big difference there.
Very good. So make sure to stay away from that typical mistake using how about. Now, moving on, we were talking about fast food and how it's bad for you. And she said, you know what? You should also cut down on your sugar intake. So to cut down, that's a phrasal verb.
That's right. Cut down. So that means to decrease. I'm trying to cut down on the amount of soda that I drink.
Or I'm trying to cut down on how much I spend on the weekends.
Okay, so to cut down means to decrease or to lessen.
Very good. And for our last phrase, the whole thing that we're talking about and one of the favorite meals for everyone, burger and fries.
Okay, so this is one of many combinations for meals. You can have burger and fries, which is a hamburger and French fries. So oftentimes you'll say, hey, let's go grab a burger and fries.
Yeah.
Another combination, especially in England, is fish and chips.
Yeah, fish and chips.
Fish would be a fried fish sandwich, and chips would be French fries as well.
That's right. So, and actually in England, they call French fries, they call them chips.
So if you're confused by the word chips or potato chips and French fries, these are different things in different places. But if you're talking to an American, French fries is the way to go.
Or for a while, they were called freedom fries.
Well, we don't need to talk about that. We can talk about that in a later lesson. But for now, the phrase is burger and fries.
All right, so let's listen to our dialogue for the very last time.
I'm hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat.
Sure. How about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
Nah, let's get a burger and fries.
All you ever do is have unhealthy fast food. Pizza, fries, burgers, and hot dogs. You have to start eating better.
What are you talking about? I have salads sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm serious. You should also cut down on your sugar intake as well. You drink carbonated drinks that are high in fructose syrup. It's really not healthy.
Fine. I'll start drinking water and having home-cooked meals that are low in fat. Are you happy now?
It's a start, but I'll be happy when I see you stick to your promise.
We are back, Marco. You're laughing. I know you like junk food. What's your favorite junk food of all time?
Actually, I am a big fan of fried chicken. I love fried chicken.
Yummy.
I don't know. I think it's really greasy and oily and it's very bad, but I can't help it. It's very good.
You can buy bags of it in America.
I
Get
know.
like a pound bag.
You buy
of fried
it by
chicken.
the pound in America, right?
Yep, you pay for how much it weighs.
Wow, that's amazing. I actually really enjoy it, but places like Kentucky Fried Chicken, they're too expensive for fried chicken.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to go there. There's other places that are a lot more maybe traditional that are pretty good.
How about you? What is your favorite junk food?
Chicago-style hot dog and French fries.
Yeah.
Like when you go to see a baseball game, you get a hot dog. But Chicago style is good. It's not too much stuff on it. You have a poppy seed bun. So it's a bun, a piece of bread with some seeds on it. And a lot of
Ketchup,
mustard and ketchup and onions.
I really enjoy hot dogs, but the one thing that I cannot have on a hot dog is mustard or relish.
Oh my gosh, those are the two best things. Okay, I can't talk to you anymore. Well, tell us what your favorite junk food is and tell Marco that he's crazy if he doesn't like mustard. Our website is EnglishPod.com. Ask us questions as well. We're happy to answer them. Until next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Get food that can be eaten quickly. Grab a bite. Something frequently done. All you ever do. Reduce the amount taken or used. Cut down. What do you think? How about? Continue doing something. Stick to.
Let's try that faster.
Reduce the amount taken or used. Cut down. Get food that can be eaten quickly. Grab a bite. What do you think? How about? Something frequently done. All you ever do. Continue doing something. Stick to.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Grab a bite. Do you want to go grab a bite after work? Grab a bite. Let's grab a bite before we go to school. Grab a bite. Derek and I are going to grab a bite with Catherine. How about? How about we go to the movies tonight? How about? How about you pick me up at 3? How about? How about we go to my parents' house for Christmas this year? All you ever do. All you ever do is complain. All you ever do. All you ever do is play computer games. All you ever do. All my parents ever do is yell at me. Cut down. We need to cut down on unnecessary expenses. Cut down. The doctor said I should cut down on my sugar intake. Cut down. Our company had to cut down operational costs. Stick to. It's hard for me to stick to this diet. Stick to. You have to stick to your promise. Stick to. I will stick to my New Year's resolution this year.
Now, take a rest and then go on to the next part.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we have a very descriptive lesson for you.
That's right. We have an elementary lesson for everyone, and we are going to talk about facial hair.
Okay, so Marco, you don't have any facial hair.
I don't. Well, I like to shave every other day. But yeah, that's what facial hair is hair that you have on your face.
Okay, so we're at the police station in this dialogue. Let's take a listen and find out why.
Okay, Sally. We have an artist here to help us. We'll ask you questions about the bank robber you saw, and Paul will draw a picture. Are you ready?
Yes, well, he had brown hair, long hair, and he had some facial hair. It was brown too.
Good. Okay, the facial hair. Was it a beard or a mustache?
Both. His mustache was very short and thin, just on the top of his lip.
Like this?
Yes, that's the mustache. But the beard isn't right. I mean, it didn't cover his whole face. I think it was just on his chin.
A goatee? Was it like Paul's?
Yes, that's it. He had a goatee.
Okay, now, what about sideburns? Did he have sideburns?
Yes. They were long and thick, like yours.
All right. There, was this the man you saw?
Yes, that's him. It looks a lot like you.
Why, yes, he does. Paul, where were you on Friday afternoon?
What? That's ridiculous. It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I was over there doing the thing that the bed's bad to do.
All right, we're back. So, as you can see, the woman is describing a bank robber. And one of the ways that she's describing him is by the facial hair that he had. So there are a lot of very interesting words and phrases here. Why don't we take a look at some of them in Language Takeaway?
Language takeaway.
Okay, so in Language Takeaway today, we have some really good description words and nouns, things that people have on their face, facial hair. Because there's not just one kind of facial hair, there are many different kinds. So our first one is, are we going to skip facial hair?
We already explained.
Okay. Our first one is mustache.
Okay, a mustache. And this is, I think, one of the more popular forms of facial hair. I think it's a style, right? All these styles of facial hair.
That's right. And so a mustache is basically some hair on top of your lip. It's above your lip. And it's usually, it can be thin or thick. It comes in different sizes, but this is not your whole face. It's just above your lip.
All right. So, for example, a famous person or a famous mustache was Charlie Chaplin, right?
That's right. Charlie Chaplin had a mustache, just a little bit of hair above his lip, but also Theodore Roosevelt had a very big, bushy mustache.
That's right.
Interesting fact, you might hear someone say stash instead of mustache. This is a short way to say it. He's growing a stash.
Right. And also the spelling can be a little bit difficult to understand how you pronounce it because it's M-U-S-T-A-C-H-E. So there's no really SH sound like sh. But you pronounce it mustache.
Mustache, yeah. So that's one kind of facial hair, but there are many others. The next one we've got for you is a beard.
A beard. Okay, this is a really good one. A beard.
I think a beard keeps men warm. I think a beard keeps a man warm in the winter.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the most hair.
So basically, a beard, you have hair on your lip and also all over your face, basically. So a beard, you have all over your face.
Right, your cheeks, your chin, and above your lip.
Okay, very good. So, famous person with a beard?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus has a very big beard.
Yeah, Santa Claus has a big beard. Big white beard.
Okay, so that's a beard. I think that's the easiest to have because you don't need to cut anything or shave anything.
Oh, you need to trim.
Yeah, you need to.
If you don't trim, it looks kind of bad.
Right. Well, now moving on to our next style of facial hair, we have a goatee.
Okay, this might be confusing for some people because it's not a beard and it's not a mustache. It's basically hair around your mouth.
Right.
On your chin and your lip.
So I think Sean Connery has a very famous goatee.
And Brad Pitt right now has a really big goatee.
Okay.
Or a long goatee, lots of hair.
So it's, as you say, it's around your mouth, so your lip and your chin.
That's right, a goatee.
Okay, so that's our third style of facial hair. And now moving on to our last style, we have sideburns.
Okay, so think about the word here. Sideburns. Side.
They're on your side.
They're on the side. So near the ears, there is usually some space where a man can grow some hair. Not with a beard or necessarily a mustache, though. It can be just the hair on the jawline, near the jaw, near the ears. Okay.
So I think this was a very famous style in the 60s and 70s. You would have long sideburns all along your face.
That's right.
Past your ear, right?
That's right. And the longer, maybe the
sexier you
the
were.
sexier. No, but these days it's not as popular, but you do see people who have sideburns.
I think nowadays people have sideburns, but they're not as thick. They're just
Yeah.
like thin little sideburns.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so all of these are the different sorts and styles of facial hair. Of course, there are a lot more. I think while we were looking for this on the internet, we found a lot of other styles that came up, like mutton chops and things like this. But these are probably the most popular ones.
That's right. These are the ones you're going to hear about the most.
Okay. So why don't we go back, listen to our dialogue again, and we'll be back with Fluency Builder. Okay, Sally. We have an artist here to help us. We'll ask you questions about the bank robber you saw, and Paul will draw a picture. Are you ready?
Yes. Well, he had brown hair, long hair, and he had some facial hair. It was brown too.
Good. Okay. The facial hair. Was it a beard or a mustache?
Both. His mustache was very short and thin, just on the top of his lip.
Uh-huh. Like this?
Yes, that's the mustache. But the beard isn't right. I mean, it didn't cover his whole face. I think it was just on his chin.
A goatee? Was it like Paul's?
Yes, that's it. He had a goatee.
Okay. Now, what about sideburns? Did he have sideburns?
Yes. They were long and thick, like yours.
All right. There. Was this the man you saw?
Yes, that's him. It looks a lot like you.
Why, yes, he does. Paul, where were you on Friday afternoon?
What? That's ridiculous. It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I was over there doing the thing the best man do.
All right, so today in Fluency Builder, we are not really talking about phrases as much as we're talking about adjectives. So words you can use to describe facial hair.
Okay. So when the girl was describing facial hair, for example, she said the mustache was very short and thin.
Okay, a short and thin mustache. So you think about it, you can have a very thick mustache. That's the opposite. That means very hairy, very wide. A thin mustache is like a line.
Okay. Okay, so for example, Charlie Chaplin, he had a short mustache, but it wasn't thin. It was a little bit thick.
That's right. It was kind of wide. But you think of, when you see someone who's drawing a mustache on a sign at a restaurant or in a newspaper,
right.
That's usually very thin because they use a pen. It's, it's very silly looking.
Right, so those are different adjectives to describe not only a mustache. So basically we can use these to describe any sort of hair. For example, the hair on your head. You can say he's got short hair.
That's right. Or I could say I have long hair.
Long hair.
Or Marco, I could say you have thick hair.
Thick.
Yeah.
So if you have an abundance of hair, that you would say it's thick.
That's right. There's it's like if you put your hand in it, it feels like there's a lot. That's very thick hair.
Okay.
Some people have thin hair, so they don't have a lot of hair.
Okay, good. And, moving on to the parts of the face. We described it before as to where a mustache is, where a goatee is. But let's take a closer look at that. For example, a mustache is on your upper lip.
Right, so just above your lip, under your nose, that's where a mustache goes. So that's the upper lip. But if we're talking about a goatee, it's not just on your upper lip, it's also where?
On your chin.
Your chin. So that's the very bottom point of your face.
So you have your chin, your upper lip, and also when we talked about, for example, the sideburns, we talked about the jaw, but also it could be part of the cheek.
Right, so every person has two cheeks, one on the left and one on the right, and those are a very big part of your face on the sides of your nose.
Okay, so you have your chin, you have your cheeks, you have your upper lip. I think that's pretty much the only places where you can grow also on your neck.
Yeah, some people have it on their neck or on the back of well, no, let's not go there. Some people also have it on their neck. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Very good. So a lot of different words to describe facial hair. Why don't we go back, listen to the dialogue one last time, and we'll be back to talk some more. Okay, Sally. We have an artist here to help us. We'll ask you questions about the bank robber you saw, and Paul will draw a picture. Are you ready?
Yes. Well, he had brown hair, long hair, and he had some facial hair. It was brown too.
Good. Okay, the facial hair. Was it a beard or a mustache?
Both. His mustache was very short and thin, just on the top of his lip.
Like this?
Yes, that's the mustache. But the beard isn't right. I mean, it didn't cover his whole face. I think it was just on his chin.
A goatee? Was it like Paul's?
Yes, that's it. He had a goatee.
Okay, now what about sideburns? Did he have sideburns?
Yes. They were long and thick, like yours.
All right. There, was this the man you saw?
Yes, that's him. It looks a lot like you.
Why, yes, he does. Paul, where were you on Friday afternoon?
What? That's ridiculous. It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I was over there doing the thing the best man to do.
All right, so talking about facial hair, Catherine, do you like men that have facial hair?
Yes.
Yeah, you like mustaches, beards, goatees.
Well, it really depends. I really like sideburns, but
sideburns.
sometimes people don't do them correctly, so I don't like them. But I like beards.
Yeah.
And yeah, goatee. I like facial hair.
You like facial hair.
Yeah.
What is it about facial hair on men that you like?
Manly men. I don't know. There's something, kind of rough about it.
Rough, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the very manicured, very carefully cut facial hair. I kind of like it a little bit more on the rough side.
Oh, okay. It's interesting because it's interesting to see also facial hair on or long facial hair. Like, for example, the guys from ZZ Top.
Yeah.
They have like really long beards. I wonder how long it takes to grow something like this.
I'm sure we could find out on the internet, but yeah, no, they have competitions. There's a world mustache competition, for example, and they have the world's longest mustache. And so the man, they measure his mustache. It's 3 or 4 meters or something ridiculous.
It can get really long.
Yeah, so I think your hair keeps growing. It just depends on when you decide to cut it.
I think it's also a very cultural thing, right? Some cultures are able to grow a lot of facial hair and like to do it. Others really don't. For example, you don't really see many Asians with facial hair, with goatees or mustaches.
I think you see more goatees than you see full beards, actually. But yeah, definitely East Asia, it's not as common. Although India, you see a little bit more facial hair.
A lot of mustaches there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is an interesting question. Tell us how popular it is in your country, or if you like men with facial hair, or if you're a guy, do you like to have a beard, a mustache, or a goatee? So come to our website, EnglishPod.com, and we'll see everyone there.
Bye, guys.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Hair on the face. Facial hair. The hair growing on the lower part of a man's face. Beard. An unshaved growth of hair on the upper lip. Mustache. A small chin beard trimmed into a point. Goatee. Hair that grows on the sides of man. Sideburns. Not thin, great in extent from the surface. Thick. Very unreasonable or silly. Ridiculous. As a matter of fact. Why, yes.
Let's try that faster.
An unshaved growth of hair on the upper lip. Mustache. Not thin, great in extent from the surface. Thick. Very unreasonable or silly. Ridiculous. Hair on the face. Facial hair. The hair growing on the lower part of a man's face. Beard. A small chin beard trimmed into a point. Goatee. As a matter of fact. Why, yes. Hair that grows on the sides of man. Sideburns.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Mustache. The owner of the bar is the one with the bushy mustache. Mustache. My waiter had a pencil-thin mustache. Mustache. I once saw a man with a mustache that curled up at the ends. Goatee. My uncle thinks he's hip with his goatee and cropped hair. Goatee. I surprised my friends this morning when I showed up with a goatee instead of a full beard. Goatee. I have to trim my goatee every morning in order to keep its shape. Sideburns. My brother's sideburns are really short and thin. Sideburns. I like guys with sideburns. Sideburns. I tried to grow sideburns, but I don't have enough facial hair. Thick. My hair is thin and straight, but my best friend has thick, wavy hair. Thick. The little girl's thick curls bounced as she jumped up and down in excitement. Thick. My dad has one of the thickest beards I have ever seen. Why, yes. Why, yes, you look so much like your father, I would recognize you as Peter's son anywhere. Why, yes. Would you like something to eat? Why, yes, some fruit would be nice. Why, yes. Why, yes, I would love to help out with the concert.
Now, take a rest and then go on to the next part.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today with Erica, we're bringing you a great lesson about time.
You need more of it.
We need more time,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to be teaching you how you can ask for more time.
If you're working on a project at work and you can't finish it on time, you have to ask your boss for more time.
Right. So today in our dialogue, Casey needs more time to put together a press kit.
What's a press kit?
Good question. A press kit is something the marketing department will put together. Basically pictures, logos, information about the company.
Mm-hmm.
So when a newspaper or a magazine wants to write an article about them, so they have something already prepared that they could give the newspaper or magazine.
Okay.
Okay, so let's listen to our dialogue for the first time. And as always, it's going to be at a normal speed, so it might be a little bit difficult to understand.
We'll come back in 1 minute and tell you about some of the key language.
So, Casey, how are things going with the photos for the press kit?
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I might need to ask for an extension on that deadline.
You've had over a month to get this finalized. Why are things delayed?
Well, the thing is, we ran into a lot of problems.
I'm not looking for excuses here. I just want to get this finished on time.
I know, and I apologize for the delay, but some things were just beyond my control. I had trouble booking the photographer, and then Michael was sick for 3 weeks, so I couldn't include him in the photos. And the design team lost all the files, so I had to redo the pictures.
I'm not going to put this off any longer, Casey. I want those photos ASAP.
All right, so Casey is in trouble, I think.
Yeah, I think her boss is pretty upset.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at some of the language that we saw in this dialogue in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
First word today is deadline.
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 So, Erica, what's a deadline?
It is the last possible date to do something.
So, for example, when we were in school, our teacher would send us homework and say it was for Friday.
So the deadline was Friday.
Right? Or when you're at work, you have projects that you have to finish by a certain date. That's your deadline.
Exactly.
Okay, let's look at our next word. Extension.
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 So extension and deadline go together, right?
Exactly. If you can't reach your deadline or you can't make your deadline, you must ask for an extension.
An extension. So you ask for more time.
Yeah, an extension is moving the deadline in the future.
All right, interesting. Let's look at our next word. Ran into.
Ran into.
Ran into.
Ran into some problems.
So we ran into some problems in this dialogue. Let's listen to some more examples of run into so we can understand the meaning.
Example 1.
We ran into a storm on our way home.
Example 2. If you're not careful now, you're going to run into a lot of problems later. Example 3.
I ran into some trouble with my computer.
Okay, good example. So it's clear now, right?
Right. If you run into problems, you meet some problems.
Right. Many students say it in that way. I met some problems.
Yeah, but that's wrong.
Right. So you would say I ran into some problems.
Right. I met some problems is wrong, wrong, wrong.
Okay, don't say met some problems.
I ran into some problems.
I ran into. Okay. And our last word for language takeaway, delayed.
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 So when something is delayed, it's
late.
Late.
And the opposite is
on time.
Yeah. So your flight was delayed.
Or your flight was on time.
The project was delayed.
Or your project was on time.
Clear.
All right. So now let's go back to the dialogue. Let's listen to it again.
And this time it will be a little bit slower so you can understand some of these phrases we just talked about.
So, Casey, how are things going with the photos for the press kit?
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I might need to ask for an extension on that deadline.
You've had over a month to get this finalized. Why are things delayed?
Well, the thing is, we ran into a lot of problems.
I'm not looking for excuses here. I just want to get this finished on time.
I know, and I apologize for the delay. But some things were just beyond my control. I had trouble booking the photographer. And then Michael was sick for 3 weeks, so I couldn't include him in the photos. And the design team lost all the files, so I had to redo the pictures.
I'm not going to put this off any longer, Casey. I want those photos ASAP.
Okay, so there were some really useful phrases that we saw in this dialogue.
Yeah, some wonderful phrases that you can use when you want to ask for more time.
Okay, so let's look at these phrases in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
All right, what's our first phrase?
I've been meaning to talk to you.
I've been meaning to.
I've been meaning to.
Okay, we have some really great examples of how you can combine I've been meaning to with different verbs.
Yep, let's listen.
Example 1.
I'm sorry I haven't called you yet. I've been meaning to, but I've been busy.
Example 2. I've been meaning to tell you, but John quit yesterday. Example 3.
I've been meaning to see that film for a while.
I've been meaning to go to that restaurant, but I haven't had time.
So you've been wanting to for a long time.
Right. I've been thinking about it. I've been planning to do it.
But you just haven't done it.
I haven't done it. Maybe because I haven't had time or money. Okay. Good phrase.
Our next phrase is beyond my control.
Beyond my control.
It's beyond my control.
So it means that I can't control it.
You can't do anything about it.
Can't do anything about it. The weather is beyond my control.
Right. Or relate with this project because Jane was sick for 1 month. It was beyond my control.
Okay. It wasn't your fault.
No.
Okay. And our last phrase for Fluency Builder, put this off.
Put this off.
Put this off.
Put this off.
So let's listen to some more examples of put this off before we explain the meaning.
Example 1.
I've been putting off this project for a week, and it's due tomorrow.
Example 2. Can we put off our meeting till next week? I'm too busy right now. Example 3.
I've been putting off my email all day, and now I have 50 messages to respond to.
So, Marco, when you put something off, you
leave it for later.
Okay.
Right? So maybe I have to write a report today, but I'm going to put it off till tomorrow.
So you're going to do it tomorrow.
I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, so we've seen some really great words and some really good phrases. So now let's listen to our dialogue for the last time, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
So, Casey, how are things going with the photos for the press kit?
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I might need to ask for an extension on that deadline.
You've had over a month to get this finalized. Why are things delayed?
Well, the thing is, we ran into a lot of problems.
I'm not looking for excuses here. I just want to get this finished on time.
I know, and I apologize for the delay, but some things were just beyond my control. I had trouble booking the photographer, and then Michael was sick for 3 weeks, so I couldn't include him in the photos. And the design team lost all the files, so I had to redo the pictures.
I'm not going to put this off any longer, Casey. I want those photos ASAP.
Well, Marco, do you think that Casey's reasons for being late are good?
I think so, because it wasn't really her fault, the whole situation with the photographer. And then one of her co-workers was sick for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not really her fault, right?
Right, but maybe the boss thinks that she's making excuses.
Yeah, maybe she's making excuses. That's really common. Like, for example, when we were kids, you would say, oh, you know, my dog ate my homework.
Right, but that really happened to me once.
Your dog ate your homework?
My cat ate my homework.
Your cat ate your homework?
Yeah.
And what did your teacher say?
Well, actually, I was a really good student, so my teacher believed me.
Well, my teacher wouldn't have believed me.
Really?
No. She would have called my parents, most likely.
Yeah. Well, my cat really did eat my homework, and I just left it on the table, and it chewed it all up.
That's weird. Why would your cat do that?
I don't know.
A lot of weird excuses out there.
Yeah.
I was abducted by aliens.
Uh-huh.
My mom accidentally mailed my homework to Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
This happened to you?
Creative writing.
Okay.
Creative excuses.
Well, I want to hear from our listeners. I want to know what excuses they've used for being late with something.
So send us your excuses, send us your comments and questions. Go to our website at EnglishPod.com, where Eric and I are always there to answer your questions.
That's right, Marco. And this is an elementary lesson, right?
Exactly.
But we also have intermediate and upper intermediate and advanced lessons for you more fluent English speakers.
Exactly. So if you're listening to us on iTunes, be sure to visit our website and come see what else we have to offer.
Well, I think we're out of time, but until next time, it's goodbye.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Group of photos, documents, articles, and information about a company given to reporters, newspapers, magazines, etc.
Press kit.
Intend. Plan to do something.
I've been meaning to.
Make a deadline longer. Extra time to do something.
Extension.
The date when something must be finished. Finish. Decide all the details.
Finalize.
Late.
Delay.
Meet or encounter.
Run into.
Not able to control something.
Beyond someone's control.
Plan to do something later.
Put something off.
Let's try that faster. Meet or encounter.
Run into.
Not able to control something.
Beyond someone's control.
Meet or encounter.
Run into.
Finish. Decide all the details.
Finalize.
Not able to control something.
Beyond someone's control.
Meet or encounter.
Run into.
Not able to control something.
Beyond someone's control.
Plan to do something later.
Put something off.
Meet or encounter.
Run into.
The date when something must be finished. Make a deadline longer. Extra time to do something.
Extension.
Plan to do something later.
Put something off.
Make a deadline longer. Extra time to do something.
Extension.
Group of photos, documents, articles, and information about a company given to reporters, newspapers, magazines, etc.
Press kit.
Not able to control something.
Beyond someone's control.
Make a deadline longer. Extra time to do something.
Extension.
Late.
Delay.
Plan to do something later.
Put something off.
The date when something must be finished. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Press kit. Our company press kit includes a CD with the list of our products. I've been meaning to. I'm sorry I haven't called you yet. I've been meaning to, but I've been busy. Extension. This project is due on Thursday, but I'll ask for an extension and finish it on Monday. Beyond my control. There is nothing I can do about this weather. It's beyond my control. Put something off. You always put things off till the last minute. I've been meaning to. I'm sorry I haven't called you yet. I've been meaning to, but I've been busy. Extension. This project is due on Thursday, but I'll ask for an extension and finish it on Monday. Put something off. You always put things off till the last minute.
Now, take a rest and then go on to the next part.
Everyone, welcome to English Pod. Today I'm here with Erica.
Hi, Marco.
And I'm Marco. And we're bringing you a great elementary lesson about a situation at an office.
That's true. Today we're going to learn some phrases for asking for time off.
Right, asking for time off.
Or asking for leave.
Asking for leave,
Yep.
right. Right, so we're going to give you some great phrases and vocabulary for when you want to ask for leave. So let's just listen to our dialogue today. We're at an office where Liv wants some time off.
Mr. McKenna, do you have a second? I need to talk to you about something.
Sure, Liv, what can I do for you?
Well, I was just wondering, you see, I know I've used up all my vacation days this year, but my sister's getting married and the wedding is overseas and, well...
You want to take some time off, is that right?
Well, sir, I was just hoping I might be able to take some unpaid leave this year.
What dates are you planning on taking off? I'll need at least 2 months' notice so that I can plan for your absence.
I was thinking of taking off from September 1st until the 30th. Would you be okay with that?
Well, I guess so.
Well, it sounds like the boss wasn't too happy about Liv's request.
Well, she wanted to take off for 30 days, so...
I guess that is a long time.
That is a long time. I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay, we have some great words for you today, so let's start with our language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
4 words on our language takeaway today. Erica, why don't you tell us the first one?
The first word is vacation days.
Vacation days.
Vacation days.
So what are vacation days?
Basically, it's the number of personal leave days. So the number of days that you can take to go on vacation.
Mm-hmm. How many vacation days do you have?
Yeah, I think I have not so many. I only have 10 vacation days.
10 vacation. Well, in some countries, there are 10 vacation days is normal. In other, I guess it's 10, 15, even 20, I've heard.
Yeah. Well,
vacation days.
We can't take too many vacation days or else we won't make any more podcasts.
I know. Why don't we look at our second word? Overseas.
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 When you travel overseas, you travel over the ocean.
Over the ocean to another country.
Exactly.
Okay, overseas. Okay, and our third word for language takeaway, unpaid leave.
Unpaid leave.
Unpaid leave.
So this is time off without pay.
Without pay.
Simple.
Right, unpaid leave. And our last word, notice.
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 So we have some great examples on how we use notice, and from these examples, I'm sure you'll be able to understand exactly what they mean.
Example 1.
If you want to quit your job, make sure you give enough notice. You'll need to tell us 4 weeks in advance.
Example 2.
You didn't give me enough notice about this project. I didn't have enough time to finish it.
So when you give someone notice, you give them information in advance.
In advance, right.
So if I want to take time off, I need to give my boss notice, advance information.
Right, 15-day notice or a 20-day notice,
Yep.
etc. Great, so that's our language takeaway for today. Now we are ready to listen to our dialogue a second time, and this time it's going to be really slow.
Mr. McKenna, do you have a second? I need to talk to you about something.
Sure. Liv, what can I do for you?
Well, I was just wondering, you see, I know I've used up all my vacation days this year, but my sister is getting married, and the wedding is overseas, and, well...
You want to take some time off, is that right?
Well, sir, I was just hoping that I might be able to take some unpaid leave this year.
What dates are you planning on taking off? I'll need at least 2 months' notice so that I can plan for your absence.
I was thinking of taking off from September 1st until the 30th. Would you be okay with that?
I guess so.
A lot of non-native English speakers sometimes feel quite nervous about asking their boss for time off, hey?
Yeah, I guess it's a kind of a difficult subject.
Yeah, but today we're going to teach you some great phrases that you can use next time you need to ask for some time off.
Great, so why don't we take a look at putting it together?
Putting it together.
Okay, so on putting it together today, we're going to talk about some great phrases that you can use when approaching your boss.
Yes. We heard Liv say this.
Do you have a second? Do you have a second?
This is a nice way to make sure your boss isn't busy when you want to ask him something.
Right. But we could also say this in two different ways. Let's listen.
Do you have a minute? I want to ask you something.
Do you have a sec? I need to talk to you.
A great way to approach your boss.
Yeah, I love this phrase, do you have a sec?
Yeah, do you have a sec? It's really natural. Okay, so you've asked your boss for leave, and you want to make sure that he agrees with you.
Yes, and this is how Liv did it.
Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with that?
This is a great pattern, and we've got 2 other examples of how you can use it.
Example 1.
Are you all right with that?
Example 2.
Will you be okay with this?
Example 3.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, great examples, great patterns, really useful language.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's listen to our dialogue a third time.
Mr. McKenna, do you have a second? I need to talk to you about something.
Sure, Liv, what can I do for you?
Well, I was just wondering, you see, I know I've used up all my vacation days this year, but my sister's getting married and the wedding is overseas and, well...
You want to take some time off, is that right?
Well, sir, I was just hoping I might be able to take some unpaid leave this year.
What dates are you planning on taking off? I'll need at least 2 months' notice so that I can plan for your absence.
I was thinking of taking off from September 1st until the 30th. Would you be okay with that?
Well, I guess so.
I really noticed how Liv in this dialogue used a lot of really polite language, hey?
Yeah, I guess when you're talking to your boss, you really have to be respectful and you have to use really polite language.
What sort of things did she do to make herself seem more polite?
Well, she said a couple of interesting phrases. For example, well, I was just wondering.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
Right? It's like, well, she's kind of setting up to ask for a favor or for something.
And she also used another phrase that I thought was interesting.
Yeah, she also said, I was just hoping that...
Yes.
Right? I was just hoping that maybe I could take some time off.
Yeah, again, that sort of doesn't sound too strong, so
Right.
it seems a bit more polite.
Yeah, because if she said, well, I want to take some time off, that's too strong.
Yeah. So I was just hoping.
And then, well, the boss says, okay, well, when do you want to leave? And she says, well, I was thinking of, right? I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Again, if she would have said, I want to.
Yes.
Too strong, right?
Yeah. In English, sometimes we are careful to not be too direct when we're asking for something, right?
Right, yeah.
Because if you're too direct, you sound a little bit impolite.
Yeah, you sound rude.
Yeah.
Okay, so great tips and great things to take into consideration the next time you're talking to your boss.
All right, guys, we're out of time, but thanks for listening. And be sure to check out our website, EnglishPod.com.
Right, where you can leave all your questions and comments, and we'll be there to answer them. But I guess until then, it's...
Goodbye.
Bye.
Speaking is one of the best ways to improve English. Try to speak every day, even if you make mistakes. Talk to friends, practice with a language partner, or speak to yourself in front of a mirror. The more you speak, the more confident you will become. Don't be afraid of errors. They help you learn better and faster. Listening is a key skill in learning English. Listen to English podcasts, audiobooks, or songs daily. Try to understand words and phrases by context. Start with slow audio and increase the speed as you improve. Repeating words and phrases you hear will help improve pronunciation and listening comprehension. Reading is a great way to build vocabulary and understand sentence structure. Start with simple books or articles and gradually move to complex texts. Highlight new words and look up their meanings. Reading regularly helps improve grammar, spelling, and comprehension skills, making communication easier. Watching English movies and TV shows helps with listening skills and pronunciation. Use subtitles at first, then try watching without them. Focus on how native speakers pronounce words and form sentences. This method improves fluency, teaches slang, and makes learning fun and engaging. Writing is important for improving grammar and sentence formation. Keep a daily journal in English, write essays, or post comments online. Writing regularly helps organize thoughts, expand vocabulary, and develop better grammar skills. Reviewing your work and correcting mistakes will help you learn faster. Joining online forums, social media groups, or language exchange programs can help improve English skills. Engage in discussions, ask questions, and share opinions. This practice builds confidence, enhances vocabulary, and allows learning from others. Speaking with native speakers also improves fluency. Expanding vocabulary is essential for effective communication. Learn a few new words daily and use them in sentences. Keep a notebook or use apps to record new vocabulary. Practicing these words in conversations and writing will help retain them. The more words you know, the easier it becomes to express ideas. Train your mind to think in English instead of translating from your native language. This practice improves fluency and response time in conversations. Try describing your surroundings, daily activities, or future plans in English. The more you think in English, the more natural it will become over time. Enrolling in English courses or hiring a tutor can provide structured learning. Online courses, language schools, and YouTube lessons can help with grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary. A tutor can correct mistakes and guide learning efficiently. Learning in a structured way speeds up progress. Learning English takes time and effort, so stay motivated. Set small, achievable goals and track progress. Celebrate improvements and stay patient. Consistency is key practice every day. Enjoy the learning process by mixing different methods, like games, challenges, and conversations, to keep it fun.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Have some time, not busy.
Have a second.
Take all of something.
Use up.
In another country across the ocean.
Overseas.
Stop working for a short time.
Take some time off.
Information that tells you about something or warns about something.
Notice.
Agree.
Be okay with that.
Time away from work that is not paid.
Unpaid leave.
Let's try that faster. Time away from work that is not paid.
Unpaid leave.
Information that tells you about something or warns about something.
Notice.
Stop working for a short time.
Take some time off.
Take all of something.
Use up.
In another country across the ocean.
Overseas.
Agree.
Be okay with that.
Take all of something.
Use up.
Stop working for a short time.
Take some time off.
Have some time, not busy.
Have a second.
Stop working for a short time.
Take some time off.
Have some time, not busy.
Have a second.
Take all of something.
Use up.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Have a second. Do you have a sec? I need to talk to you. Use up. I'm afraid I cannot join you for this trip. I've used up all my vacation days. Overseas. I've never traveled overseas. Take some time off. I have an exam tomorrow. May I take some time off today to study? Notice. If you want to quit your job, make sure you give enough notice. You'll need to tell us 4 weeks in advance. Overseas. I've never traveled overseas. Take some time off. I have an exam tomorrow. May I take some time off today to study? Notice. If you want to quit your job, make sure you give enough notice. You'll need to tell us 4 weeks in advance.
Hello, English learners, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
I'm Amira.
Amira and I are here today with another interesting and useful lesson for you English learners. Amira, why don't you explain a little bit of what this lesson is about today?
It's about calling in sick.
Oh, okay. That's useful.
Yes, definitely. It happens to everyone. Once in a while, you don't feel so well. Or you feel well, but you don't want to go to work.
Right.
So you call in sick.
Okay. Let's listen to this dialogue. And I want everyone to keep their ears open and see if the boss believes this person.
Let's listen.
Hello, Daniel speaking. How may I help you?
Hi, Daniel. Julie here.
Oh, hi, Julie. How are you?
Actually, I'm feeling quite ill today.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What's wrong?
I think I'm coming down with the flu. I have a headache, a sore throat, a runny nose, and I'm feeling slightly feverish.
I see. So you're calling in sick.
Yes, I was hoping to take the day off to recover.
Okay, then. Try and get some rest.
Marco, do you think he believed her?
No, I don't think he believed her. He didn't sound really convinced.
Yes, and Julie didn't sound really sick, huh?
Exactly. Well, we have some really good vocabulary here. Amira, why don't you begin with the first one?
The first phrase I've chosen for you is a very, very useful one. I'm feeling quite ill today.
I'm feeling quite ill today.
I'm feeling quite ill today.
All right, what does this mean exactly?
It means that she's feeling sick.
Oh, okay, that's clear. So she is sick. She's feeling sick. Okay, let's look at another really useful phrase, and this one is, I'm coming down with the flu.
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 All right, and this phrase means that I am starting to get the flu or I am getting the flu.
Okay, the next phrase I have for you is calling in sick.
Calling in sick.
Calling in sick.
Calling in sick.
It means calling your boss to tell him that you can't come to work today. I personally love this phrase because it saves so much time and explanations.
Okay, perfect. So if I say this, then everyone will know that I am not coming to work today.
Yes, definitely.
Perfect. All right. And the last phrase that we're going to take a look at today is, I was hoping to take the day off.
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 Right, and she says this to ask for permission because she does not want to go to work.
Okay, now, couldn't she just say, like, I can't come today?
Right, she could say, I can't come today, but that would be a little bit impolite.
Okay, so when she says, I was hoping to take the day off, it's a polite way of asking.
It's a polite way, exactly, because she is talking to her boss.
Very good. So let's listen to the dialogue one more time. The dialogue is a little different this time. Listen carefully and see if you think the boss believes her this time.
Hello, Daniel speaking. How may I help you?
Hi, Daniel. Julie here.
Oh, hi, Julie. How are you?
Actually, I'm feeling quite ill today.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What's wrong?
I think I'm coming down with the flu. I have a headache, a sore throat, a runny nose, and I'm feeling slightly feverish.
I see. So, you calling in sick?
Yes. I was hoping to take the day off to recover.
Okay, then. Try and get some rest.
Okay, guys, we're back, and I do think he believed her this time.
Yeah, I think he was understanding when he said, okay, then try and get some rest.
Yeah, and Julie sounded pretty sick.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, it was convincing.
Well, you know what? I almost called in sick last week.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't feeling very well, and so I almost didn't come to work.
Oh, that would have been really bad for me. I would have been stuck here without you, Marco.
Yeah, you would have had to do the podcast all by yourself.
Oh, no.
Actually, I had the same symptoms as Julie. I also had a headache, and I had a sore throat. And also, the worst thing and the thing that I hate the most is I had a runny nose.
Oh, no, that's really bad because then you have to blow your nose all the time and then it gets red and it hurts, right?
Exactly, yeah. Luckily, I didn't have a fever, though. No fever.
Thank God.
Yeah.
So did you take some medicine and it just killed everything?
Yeah, I had a friend and he had some pills for the flu. And he just gave me a couple and I felt better in about 2 days.
Oh, great. Well, so guys, let me tell you about a very funny thing that really happens in real life in Egypt.
What story do you have for us today?
Well, it's actually not a story. It's a fact. I mean, people in Egypt, when they're sick, they never call in sick themselves. They'll have someone do that for them.
Oh, that's interesting. Why? Why do they do this?
Well, there's this weird speculation about, if you can make it to the phone, you can make it to the office.
I agree. If I were a boss, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, listeners, we're out of time today, but be sure to visit our website at EnglishPod.com where you can see other lessons and also you can leave your questions and comments at our community forum.
We hope you enjoyed our lesson, and tomorrow we will be back with another fantastic lesson for you. But for now, it's bye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Polite offer to help.
How may I help you?
Very sick.
Quite ill.
Getting, acquiring.
Coming down.
Report that you will not go to work because you are sick.
Calling in sick.
To kindly expect.
Was hoping.
A sign, indication.
Symptom.
Allow.
Permission. Impolite.
Day off because you're sick.
Sick day. Make it into work. Let's try that faster.
Day off because you're sick.
Sick day. Make it into work. Impolite.
A sign, indication.
Symptom.
Allow.
Permission.
Polite offer to help.
How may I help you?
To kindly expect.
Was hoping.
Getting, acquiring.
Coming down.
Very sick.
Quite ill.
Report that you will not go to work because you are sick.
Calling in sick. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Sir, you look lost. May I help you? May I help you find something? I was wondering, may I help you prepare your report? Quite ill. I'm feeling quite ill today. I don't think I can go to work. Quite ill. Andy can't get out of bed today. He must be quite ill. Quite ill. The lesson was canceled because our teacher is quite ill. Coming down. You have a runny nose. Are you coming down with the flu? Coming down. I can feel that I'm coming down with the flu. Coming down. My throat hurts. I hope I'm not coming down with the flu. Our meeting was postponed because my client called in sick. If he calls in sick one more time, we'll fire him. I almost called in sick today. Was hoping. We were hoping to meet with you after lunch. Was hoping. I was hoping to borrow your car this weekend. Was hoping. They were hoping to find you at the bus station. Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we have an elementary level lesson for you. This one is especially for people who are interested in babies.
That's right. Maybe you have a baby, you will have a baby, maybe you're pregnant, and this is a great lesson for that because we are talking about a baby shower.
Okay, so before we get started, let's take a look at vocabulary preview and learn what exactly a baby shower is.
Vocabulary preview.
Okay, so a baby shower. You would think that this is about bathing the baby, about giving the baby a bath.
No, not a real shower. A baby shower or a bridal shower, these are parties.
Okay, they're parties. And in this case, a baby shower is a party that you throw for a woman that is pregnant, right?
That's right. So, if my sister is going to have a baby, I throw her a baby shower. It's a party where all of her friends give her gifts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a way to celebrate having a baby.
Okay. So they give her gifts. You'll play games as well as to like maybe guess the name of the baby or guess the sex of the baby.
Exactly.
Stuff like that. Okay. So it's a very common thing. I think it's mostly for women. I don't really know if men have baby showers as well.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But it's a very popular tradition in the United States and many other parts of the world. So we're going to talk about that. Let's listen to the dialogue for the first time.
Thank you for organising this great baby shower for me. I've always been to baby showers, but never actually had one held for me. Let's get started.
Okay, let's start opening some presents.
Oh, look! What a great little bib for the baby. This will definitely come in handy. Oh, wow, you also got me a stroller. That's so great. Thank you.
This next one is from Betty.
A high chair and a car seat. Wow, Betty, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
One more from Carla.
A playpen and crib? Thanks, Carla. This is just what I needed.
Okay, that's all of them. No more gifts. Now, who wants to guess when the baby is due?
I think my water just broke. Get me to a hospital!
All right, so very interesting, all the gifts that they got, and definitely very useful because this is a very common items that you get for babies, right?
That's right. All of this stuff is really, really valuable because if you have a baby or if your brother or sister has a baby, you'll notice that these are very common items. So let's go through a couple of them in today's language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Okay, so the first word that we're going to take a look at, the most common one and useful one for a baby, is a bib.
Bib. So babies are messy. When they eat food, they get their food on their clothes. So to protect the clothes, babies wear bibs. This is a piece of cloth or fabric around their neck.
Okay, a bib. And also, sometimes you want to go out with your baby to the mall, you're walking, and you don't want to carry him in your arms all the time. So you need a stroller.
Okay, so basically a stroller is a chair on wheels for a baby. Babies are heavy, and as they get older, they get heavier. And so this is a way to push the baby around, not carry the baby.
Right, and maybe the baby falls asleep, so they can fall asleep in the stroller.
Exactly.
Okay, and well, talking about chairs, we're going to take a look at two different types of chairs. First one is a high chair.
Okay, a high chair. Think about the word high. That means tall in this case. A high chair is a chair for babies at the table. So if you put a baby on a regular chair, they can't eat with adults.
They're too small.
So we give them high chairs so that they can sit a little bit higher and they can be at the table with adults.
Exactly. So they're very common. For example, you go to a restaurant, they will have a little high chairs if you have a baby or a small child.
So if you're at a restaurant, you have a baby, you ask for a high chair. You say, do you have a high chair, please?
Yeah, perfect. And, well, if you're going to the restaurant or you go anywhere in your car, you need to have the baby be safe. And obviously, they can't fit on a normal, seat, right?
No, with the seatbelt, no, I don't think so.
So that's why you get them a car seat.
Okay, a car seat is a special chair that goes on the seat of the car, and usually it's very, very safe. It's made to protect the baby.
Right. So if you are ever in a car accident, the car seat will help protect the small baby.
Right, and car seats are supposed to go in the back of the car, not the front.
Yes, always. Very good. And now moving on to our last two words. If you're at home, you sometimes want to have the baby play, and you get him a play pen.
So basically, this is a way for parents to leave the baby playing, but not look at the baby the whole time.
Right.
A playpen is like a cage for a baby, but it's soft and it's cute and it's pretty. And so it's basically like an open area that's protected on the sides, and the baby can go inside, but the baby can't leave.
Right. It's like a cage, basically, and it has little toys. And that's the way you just keep them in there for a while. All right. And now when you want to put the baby to sleep, it can't obviously sleep in a big bed because it might roll over, it might fall off. There's a lot of things that can go wrong, so you get them a crib.
Right. So a crib is a bed for babies. This is usually high off the ground, and it's usually quite small, and the baby can't climb out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a very safe bed, so the baby can't fall out, can't climb out.
Exactly.
Very good. So very interesting, very useful things for you if you're having a baby, planning on getting these things. So why don't we go back, listen to the dialogue again, and we'll be back with Fluency Builder.
Thank you for organising this great baby shower for me. I've always been to baby showers, but never actually had one held for me. Let's get started.
Okay, let's start opening some presents.
Oh, look! What a great little bib for the baby. This will definitely come in handy. Oh, wow, you also got me a stroller. That's so great. Thank you.
This next one is from Betty.
A high chair and a car seat. Wow, Betty, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
One more from Carla.
A playpen and crib? Thanks, Carla. This is just what I needed.
Okay, that's all of them. No more gifts. Now, who wants to guess when the baby is due?
I think my water just broke. Get me to a hospital!
Ah!
All right, we're back. So now let's take a look at two key phrases.
Fluency builder.
Okay, so at the beginning of the dialogue, the woman receives a bib for the baby and she says, "Oh, this will definitely come in handy." To come in handy.
Right. So when something comes in handy, it means it will be useful.
Okay, so something that's handy is useful.
Yeah.
To come in handy means to be useful. It will be useful in the future.
So, for example, you should take a flashlight with you in the car just in case, because it could come in handy.
That's right. Or if I know that Marco is traveling to India, I can give him a map of India. I say, "Marco, this map might come in handy."
Exactly. Very good. So to come in handy, or in something that is handy, something that's useful. And towards the end, a very popular phrase, you probably heard it on every movie that has like maybe a pregnant woman in there.
Oh, yes.
My water just broke. My water broke.
Okay, so the woman says, my water broke. Take me to the hospital.
Right.
Okay, so this means I'm having my baby right now.
So why do they say that the water broke? Because actually water kind of breaks, right? I think there's a protective water cushion.
Basically, there's a sack of water protecting the baby. It's not just water. It's all sorts of like body fluids. And basically, when that breaks, it comes out and you know that you're going to have the baby. Because that means the baby has to come out now because that protective fluid is gone.
Maybe the baby just kind of kicks that water out and just like, I'm ready to come out.
I have no idea how it
Maybe.
works.
All right, so very interesting stuff. Why don't we listen to the dialogue for the last time?
Thank you for organising this great baby shower for me. I've always been to baby showers, but never actually had one held for me. Let's get started.
Okay, let's start opening some presents.
Oh, look! What a great little bib for the baby. This will definitely come in handy. Oh, wow. You also got me a stroller. That's so great. Thank you.
This next one is from Betty.
A high chair and a car seat. Wow, Betty, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
One more from Carla.
A playpen and crib? Thanks, Carla. This is just what I needed.
Okay, that's all of them. No more gifts. Now, who wants to guess when the baby is due?
I think my water just broke. Get me to a hospital!
All right, so talking about baby things and baby showers, it's a very interesting tradition. I understand that in other countries, they don't really celebrate baby showers like this.
Really?
Yeah, or that if they do it in different ways. I know, for example, that sometimes in Latin American countries, they usually do it after the baby's born.
Oh, so
Yeah.
like a congratulations shower.
Exactly. And then obviously you know if the baby was a boy or a girl, so then you get them like pink things or blue things. So it's a little bit more.
That's what's really funny about these. People often want to have the surprise of not knowing if the baby will be a boy or a girl. So when they have the baby shower, they say, "Oh, I don't know what the gender is."
Right.
And so you end up buying all of these yellow things because yellow is neutral. It's
Right.
good for boys and girls.
Yeah.
I don't know how many yellow gifts I've got.
I think it's a very interesting thing because for example, I know that in China, I think you can't ask the doctor for the gender of the baby before it's born, right?
I think that's a way to. I'm not sure if it's a rule or not, but it sounds right. I mean, it's a way to protect female babies.
I think it would be always great to just have it be a surprise. Yeah,
You never know.
Yeah, just like, whatever comes out.
Can you imagine not knowing and then you have twins?
Or that would be great for me, I think, if I had like a boy and a girl, bam, all at once.
All at once, never
And
have to
then-
worry about it again.
Exactly, and then you have the best of both worlds, right? You're done.
Yeah.
All right, so a very interesting topic. Let us know if you have baby showers in your country, or how do you celebrate a baby's birth or before it's born? What do you do?
Very good question. Let us know. Our website is EnglishPod.com. We hope to see you there.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Flashcards are a great way to memorize words. Write the word on one side and its meaning on the other. Test yourself regularly and repeat difficult words more often. Digital flashcard apps like Anki or Quizlet can help by using spaced repetition, which makes learning more effective. Simply memorizing words is not enough. Using them in sentences helps retain them. Try to create different sentences using new words in various contexts. Writing short paragraphs or even stories with new words will make them more familiar and easier to remember. Connecting words to pictures or personal experiences helps with memory. If you learn the word ocean, imagine a beach or a trip to the sea. Creating small stories that include new words makes them more meaningful and easier to recall in conversations. Repetition is key to memorizing words. Review new vocabulary every day and test yourself after a few days. Saying words out loud, writing them down, and using them in daily conversations will help reinforce memory. The more you use a word, the harder it is to forget. Memorizing related words together can help you remember them better. For example, learn words like happy, joyful, and cheerful together. Studying words in themes, such as food, travel, or emotions, makes connections stronger and recall faster.